Once again, we find ourselves on Minecraft Bedrock, which is why I'm Steve, and also blinking every now and again. Kind of unnerving. 1.18 might not be out yet, but that hasn't stopped Mojang from adding 1.19 features to the Bedrock beta, so I thought we'd take a look. But before we do that, make sure you check out our sponsor, the like button, and click it or tap it. Also the subscribe button, but obviously only do that one if you haven't clicked it before. Right, so we got the Sculk Catalyst, you might remember that one from Minecraft Live, also the Sculk Shrieker, and then the Sculk Sensor, which, well, that's been around for a little while, but still Sculky. We've got the Sculk Block, and then also the Sculk Vein over here. Let's focus a little bit more on just the basic ones for now. So the Sculk Block, actually really cool looking, could be a super interesting building decoration block. As you can see, it's actually animated, and it goes from just kind of dull blue here, and then it shines up and you get that brighter light blue as it sort of pulsates, and you get the same sort of effect over here with the Sculk Veins. This is kind of, I guess, most similar to glow lichen, in that you can have it on multiple faces occupying the same block, and it can be placed flat as well as vertical, so different than vines in that regard. But if you break it, it'll break all the different ones occupying that same block, and then you'll just have to place it back again if you didn't want it on one of the faces. But again, both animated, both I think will be really, really cool to see people use inside of builds. There's a little bit more to do with the Sculk Block, but we'll go over that with the Catalyst there in a minute. Also, you're making a lot of noise. No hard feelings, but it's night-night time. Okay, so you might be wondering why when I'm walking around the Shrieker here, it's not just going off like crazy. There's just a little bug right now when it comes to this beta, where like once a Shrieker has gone off once inside of a world, it just, like, that's it. That's all you get out of it. So for now, you get to appreciate the really cool animation. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a couple of ghosts swirling around a pool, but it's very creepy. And then at the end of the video, I'll save the best for last. We'll go into another world. We'll activate one for the first time, and you get to see the darkness effect and all that stuff. Also, the Catalyst, it has some really cool animations associated with it once we get it activated over there and do a bunch of stuff with it. Another thing to note, though, with all these blocks is in order to actually harvest them, get them into your inventory in survival, you actually need to have Silk Touch. So we've got one Silk Touch, one non-Silk Touch hoe in the chest. We come over here and we mine the Catalyst with our fist. It takes a while, and also it'll just break the block, we don't get it, but it will drop some experience, which again sort of leads us to the whole XP farm. We'll go over that in just a minute. Also, no Silk Touch, it'll break quicker. Hose, obviously the most useful item in Minecraft, and then with Silk Touch, it won't drop the experience, but you get the block, and then you can move it to wherever you're trying to make the Catalyst XP farm or something like that. Same goes for the Shriekers. Punch it with a fist, takes a super long time, breaks the thing, but you get some experience. No Silk Touch, breaks it quicker, gets the experience, and then if you wanna harvest the Shrieker so that, I don't know, you can put it somewhere and spawn the Warden on purpose, then there you go, Silk Touch. But speaking of the Warden, actually, there's a bit of info that I didn't know about when I was making the last Minecraft Live video. I guess the Warden, rumor has it, isn't even supposed to be something that you can unalive. It's supposed to kind of be this lurking, ominous figure that encourages you to tread carefully inside of the deep dark, but supposedly it's gonna have ridiculous health, anti-cheesing mechanisms to make it so you can't just like block up and stand there and swing at it. Like, apparently it's supposed to be kind of super gnarly, and so it doesn't even seem like something you would necessarily want to farm. It might not actually have a really valuable loot drop because it's not supposed to be something that's farmed. Who am I kidding? People are going to end up making Warden farms just because they can. Same goes over here, once again, with the Sculk blocks. Punch it with your fist, you're not gonna collect it. It's a little bit quicker to destroy though, and then hoe will break it real quick, and then Silk Touch if you actually wanna collect them. Use them as decoration because of course they do look cool. Same goes over here. Silk Touch if you wanna collect the veins. Also, you're probably noticing like the things they're gray when I hold them and on the ground. It's really weird. I don't know. I think it's just something to do with the beta. Maybe it's a debug feature so that it's easy to tell someone's in the beta. But yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with the Sculk. It's just with everything. All right, let's talk about the Catalyst because it's pretty cool and also gruesome, but pretty cool. So I've outlined the active area. So everything inside of the carpet is within the range of the reaction. If you're on the carpet, you're out of range. It's like a 7-block-ish radius. Like this is 7 blocks to the catalyst here, but also this is within range and it's obviously more than 7 blocks. Oh, you're leaving now. He's like, I'm gonna go. This doesn't seem like a safe place to be, and you would be right. So, we go in here, we'll just get some chicken spawns, and what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll spawn a chicken, and there we go. You saw there was like a little animation of like a soul popping out of the catalyst, and then the blocks around the chicken where it was eliminated turned into Sculk blocks. And then around those edges, you get the Sculk veins, but it hasn't actually converted the grass into the Sculk. If we spawn another chicken over here, then we'll get another set of Sculk spawning in the ground. Again, it's kind of like centered-ish around the place where the mob was eliminated from existence. And so you'll notice I actually am collecting the experience from the chicken as I eliminate it. So I get that 1 instance of experience right there. But then again, you recall over to that area that you also get the experience from breaking the Sculk blocks. And that comes from any Sculk blocks if you've harvested them with Silk Touch and you place them elsewhere. Anytime you break a Sculk block, it will give you experience. So you get the 2 instances of experience, one from the act of actually, taking out the mob, and the other from then mining the resultant Sculk block. Now the XP is fairly minimal, obviously, but the thing about it is, you don't actually have to be the thing to eliminate the mob in order for it to cause the reaction. So if we come up here, we've got a bunch of creepers spawn eggs, and we just start dropping them down, right? This is a high enough fall place. They'll actually start to cause more of the reactions down there, right? And it'll cause more Sculk to spread around and even fill in some of the places where we had just previously mined the Sculk. In the past, right, obviously you only get experience if you're actually the one to do the swinging at the mob. If it falls, you don't get anything from that except for its drops. So this is a way where you could feasibly just be sitting somewhere else away, and you could have a bunch of mobs funneling into a drop zone, and then later on you come back and all of a sudden you have this like big field of Sculk blocks that you're then able to go and mine. And so while it might not be a huge amount of XP for every single one, as you keep on mining them, and if you've covered a big area with a bunch of different catalysts, you could see how you could come back after a while and you'd be able to collect a pretty decent amount of experience by continuing to mine these. And then, if it's just kind of one layer at a time, right, then you can, once you've mined these, kind of reset the whole thing and just have mobs keep dropping. They'll drop to the layer below what you've mined. It's like peeling off a paper on a notepad or something like that, and you can kind of keep it going that way, right? And I just want to do like one more little quick showing of the animation. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Maybe 2 more quick showings of the animation. It's really cool, I think. Now, another thing to note, though, is it can't convert every kind of block. It's slightly limited, but it is mostly limited to the blocks that you would encounter if you dig down. So it can convert grass, it can convert dirt, it can also convert stone and deep slate, and there might be some other variations, like I think it can also convert coarse dirt. So there's a range of different blocks that it can convert, but if you put down a diamond block or something, it's not going to get that. Same with the sand over here. So let me show you. I'm going to put down a little range of blocks here. So we'll put down the sand, put down the stone, put down some dirt, which might turn back into grass before we get to it, and we'll put down some deep slate. And so now, if I do this with a chicken, you'll notice some of them will turn into Sculk, but the sand will not. The sand will get covered in the Sculk vein, but the sand itself will not be converted. Whereas you have the deep slate was, the dirt was, and the stone was. And again, I'm sure there will end up being a full list of what blocks can be converted. There's more that cannot than can, but again, it's mostly the ones that are in the natural world. So again, you really can just like peel the layers off of your notepad and then just let the mobs keep dropping. And then it should, in most cases, continue to convert those blocks into Sculk. And then you can mine them, you can get the experience. And so if we go back up to the top, and then we start dropping some more creepers again, That's going to turn back into more Sculk, and you can keep mining the thing. Obviously, the deeper down you go, like the more out of the range it will get, and so you might have to move the catalyst as well over time. But it's, yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's the catalyst right there. This seems to be the lore behind how the Sculk is all over the place in the deep dark. A lot of things unalived around a lot of catalysts in order to create that place. So, anyway, pretty interesting stuff. Okay, as I said, last but most certainly not least, how about we activate the Shrieker? I turned this little area of a deep cave and deep slate into, I don't know, maybe something resembling deep dark with the help of these catalysts here and some volunteer chickens. So now, I haven't activated a Shrieker in this world before, so let's put it down. Oh, dude, that's spooky. It's a little spooky. Oh, boy. Okay, so we got some lava over here for light, just so you can see kind of how the whole darkness effect reacts with light. And I think, oh, that's it. Never mind. That was it. It's quick. It's quick. It might linger longer inside of the when it's actually fully implemented, and these can keep reactivating. But that was it. One-time use. It's all you get for now. A little teaser. Real creepy. So anyway, I think that's where we're going to leave it off for this this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you liked. Pretty cool. We've already got the 1.19 stuff happening. So yeah, make sure that you subscribe, turn on notifications, hit the bell, stay tuned for more update videos, things like that, and other videos in general. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.